Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? A gracious good morning to you, good people. It's your girl KB. You know what I do, and you know why I do it. It is Thursday morning. It's May 1st, and it is 3:04 in the a.m. Now, today has some level of significance for me. Today is what would have been my father's 88th birthday. Yeah, 88. Uh, but my father passed away some 20 odd years ago. Uh, he lived to be 60 years old. And I say this not in uh, memoriam or anything like that. I'm just saying it to say it because, you know, the day is ingrained. As some of you know, and those of you who follow me, I talk about my father on a regular basis, and a lot of my anger issues are generational curses rooted in him and his father and his father's father. So in that respect, I'll talk about my father. And it's funny because, you know, I remember his birthday and I have a recall of when he passed, but I had to look it up. I had to Google it. I remember the year that he passed. So yeah, it's just very interesting. It in one of the obituaries online on a very renowned website, they didn't even note his birthday. So whoever posted the obituary didn't know it. So that struck me as interesting. But let me get to the reason that I logged on this morning. You know, we all at times get to a place in life where we like to quote Matthew 7:1. You know, and as soon as I tell you what it is, you're going to say, yep. It's judge not lest ye be judged. Pretty straightforward, right? But I'm going to tell you, we use it in defense of what we're doing. We use it to avoid accountability. We use it to deflect. What it really means is to stop being judgmental and hypocritical. What it means is to look at self and what part you play in whatever outcome you're trying to deal with. You know, it suggests a standard. It suggests an approach with humility. It also speaks of grace. That being said, I saw a video the other day of a pastor who is known to stir up controversy and I want to say is known to stir up drama and strife. I don't even want to say controversy. You know, this particular individual targets people and gets to hooping, hollering, and hyping. And in all that, seems to elevate his take on theology as the only take. That part. And I want to say that's a dangerous practice. It's a very dangerous practice. You know, as we go to the scripture, judge not. There's another scripture, man is right in his own eyes. There's another scripture, you think more highly of yourself than you ought. And in saying all this, I want to, again, encourage people to study the Word, study to show yourselves approved, and to be self-reflective, become self-aware. This level of fundamentalism, for me, I'm saying for me, and my grasp on Scripture, this level of fundamentalism is a sickness. Yes, God has a standard, but who am I to claim to know what that standard is? I can read just like you can read. I can tell you some definitive things that thou shalt not. And even that is open to interpretation, because we have to look at when it was written, why it was written. Is it literal or is it figurative? There's so much involved in extrapolating the word and making it applicable, first and foremost, to your life. See, again, we like to project. And we like to think we're in the know. It's okay to say, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out just like you are. The same level of fundamentalism that we're touting and using to bash other folks. Now, I can't speak for any other group of folks. I can speak as a Black woman. I can speak from those terms. The same level of fundamentalism that we're using and adhering to and just beating people up with was the same kind of, I want to say theology and practice that kept us in oppression, that kept us in chains, that kept us in servitude. Now, how can you tell somebody I'm in service to God and God alone, and at the same time subject people to horrific conditions and terms and tell them it's God sanctioned? Now, here's a question I always pose to people who want to kind of beat other people up with fundamentalist thinking. If a slave and a slave master pray to the same God, who does God answer? And who responds to the answer? I know a slave is praying for freedom and, self-determination, whereas the slave master will most likely be praying for more slaves and more money. Now, again, fundamentalism, since you're the foremost authority on things, who does God answer? You know, it's very interesting how we allow certain things to take place, how we view certain things right now in real time, and look the other way, or tell ourselves it's not our problem. Based on fundamentalist teachings.